Thursday, Saudi Arabia called on Emirati-backed separatists in southern Yemen to withdraw from the governorates of Hadramaut and Mara, a move that threatens to spark a confrontation within the coalition.
We are also here at the sit-in, and at the very least, we demand the declaration of the State of South Arabia, which is one of our rights. The State of South Arabia, which was occupied in the summer of '94, I believe that we are here now to declare that we are ready to govern our country and manage our resources. It is time for the people of South Arabia to enjoy a decent life for its citizens. The wealth enjoyed by the state of Qanub.
We hope that the President will take the people's demands seriously and to present this image that exists today in the Southern Street to the international community and the Security Council in order to gain recognition for this state. God willing, our state will remain standing and there will be no retreat or surrender from this state forever.
The Southern Transitional Council, long supported by the United Arab Emirates, had moved into these areas earlier this month, displacing forces aligned with Yemen's internationally recognized government, backed by Saudi Arabia.
I have just briefed the Security Council on the situation in Yemen, fresh off my visits to the region, including Saudi Arabia and Oman. Tensions have been simmering across Yemen, and dramatic new developments in the eastern governorates are turning up the heat. Early this month, forces affiliated with the Southern Transitional Council, or STC, advanced on Hadramaut and Al-Marra. As I told the Security Council, unilateral actions will not clear a path to peace. They deepen divisions, harden positions, and raise the risk of wider escalation and further fragmentation. A full resumption of hostilities could have serious ramifications on regional peace and security, including on the Red Sea, in the Gulf of Aden, and in the Horn of Africa. I urge all parties to exercise maximum restraint, de-escalate tensions, and resolve differences through dialogue.
The Saudi Foreign Ministry warned that the separatists' actions had caused unjustified escalation, harming the interests of all Yemeni people and the coalition's efforts. Mediation is reportedly underway to return the council's forces to their previous positions. In southern Yemen, the council has increasingly flown the flag of South Yemen, a state that existed from 1967 to 1990. Demonstrators in Aden rallied in support of a renewed southern secession, highlighting deep political divisions even within the coalition fighting the Houthis. The situation escalated further on Friday when the Southern Transitional Council reported Saudi airstrikes targeting their forces in Hadramaut. While casualties remain unclear, videos and eyewitness accounts show destroyed vehicles and damaged positions. Saudi Arabia has not formally acknowledged the strikes, but reports suggest they were meant as a warning to force the separatists to withdraw. The rift in Yemen exposes a growing rivalry between Saudi Arabia and the UAE, both OPEC members and regional powers, competing for influence in the Middle East and the Red Sea. Similar tensions are visible in Sudan, where Saudi and Emirati-backed forces support opposing sides in another ongoing war.
Let me be clear. The onus is on the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces to end this horrifying conflict now. Under President Trump's leadership and at his direct instruction, Secretary Rubio and Senior Advisor Boulos have offered a way forward via a humanitarian truce. We urge both belligerents to accept this plan without preconditions immediately. We also call on all parties to honor their humanitarian commitments, including refraining from attacking civilians and allowing full, safe, and unhindered humanitarian access throughout the country. We denounce in the strongest terms the December 13th targeting of UN peace. Supplying arms to any of the parties prolongs the conflict and, if the weapons are provided to parties in Darfur in the absence of committee approval, is in violation of the UN arms embargo. This needs to stop.
since the Secretariat's last briefing on Sudan in October.
Finally, we encourage the 1591 Committee to utilize the tools at its disposal, including sanctions, to hold to account those who are committing violations of international humanitarian law or human rights law or atrocities in Darfur.
Thank you, President, and I thank the briefers for their remarks. There is no military solution to this conflict. We call on both the SAF and the RSF to urgently agree a humanitarian pause and to advance a comprehensive, Sudanese-owned and civilian-led political transition.
Civilians and ensure accountability for violations of international law.
We also call for full compliance with the arms embargo and urge all states to refrain from providing financial or military support to the warring parties.
On 13 December, drone attacks targeted the UN logistics base. Mr. President, the continuous supply of weapons, increasingly sophisticated and deadly, remains a key driver of the conflict. Sudan is saturated with arms. Calls to end these flows have gone unheeded, and there has been no accountability. Meanwhile, the parties remain unwilling to compromise or de-escalate. While they were able to stop fighting to preserve oil revenues, they have so far failed to do the same to protect their population.
For the opportunity to discuss the evolving crisis in Sudan and to offer my perspective. At no point in Sudan's modern history has the state, its institutions, or its people been under such enormous threat from both internal and external forces. The risk of partition, breakup, and new catastrophic levels of violence and death are real and will be further realized if aggressive actions are not taken to end the fighting.
Consideration of item 2 of the agenda.
The Government of Sudan Peace Initiative is born not from illusion, but from necessity, not from victory, but from responsibility. It is a deliberate choice to replace chaos with order, violence with law, and despair with hope.